Hello and welcome aboard. Be you family, friends, subscribers or first timers here on our channel, it doesn't matter. We consider you cut aboves now. We are in the boatyard at El Miramar Marina, giving our boat Rhythm some care before our big Atlantic crossing. Needless to say, she needs a bit more care than we'd banked on doing, so we are a little stressed and pressed for time. Welcome to our Boatyard Diary series, where we document, unsurprisingly, our boatyard days. Last week's video showed us discovering how much work our hull needed. It wasn't good.
It's just peeling off.
So, step 1, appreciating everything that we achieved last week. Ooh, that's not very tidy. Let's try that one again. Step 1, appreciating everything that we achieved last week. That's a little bit better. Step 2, enjoy the fact that the steel primer, which you saw us putting on into all the holes last week, is finally done. It goes directly onto the steel, however, it also just goes everywhere else. So I'm happy that's over. Following on from that, now it's time to clean the hull. Boatyards are dusty, dirty places, and we need a nice clean hull for everything we're about to do next. Now that the hull is sparkling clean, we're able to finally mix up the epoxy and apply it over the top of that steel primer. So, step 3, mix epoxy and apply. I think I'm going to let Tony explain this bit though.
Sure thing. In the large tin we have the hardener, which I've transferred some of into the smaller cup. This tin that I'm opening is zinc based paint, which offers good protection for our steel hull, which looks like it needs it. Here I'm combining the two parts together to create our epoxy with a 4:1 ratio. I'm using the measurements on the side of the small container for this, and then it just needs a good stir and it's ready to go on the hull. Ronnie's taken one for the team, getting the hard to reach areas.
My ribs hurt, my arms are falling off. But other than that, this is great. Couples that boatyard together stay together, right? That's the phrase, right?
Is it?
No. No, it's not. That's what I'm telling myself. It's because I'm small, innit? I pulled the short straw in life. I get to do all the low areas.
That's it.
One with the ground. It's really hot, isn't it, though? There's like no breeze either.
Yep, it's boiling. Lovely day.
Lovely day to run in the dirt. That little piglet.
The sun is setting, and it's time for us to set down our paintbrushes. Tony just can't help but squeeze in another job outside before it gets too dark. Our anchor chain has coloured zip ties on to mark how much chain we have out when we're anchoring, but they often break off. So, step 4. Sew coloured fabric tags on instead. You'd think that once the sun has set, we'd finally rest. But there's no time for that. The Atlantic is calling us, and we are desperate to get everything done and ready as soon as possible. Step 5 is evening jobs. The first is fixing Velcro back onto the blankets that cover and protect our saloon seats. And the second is finishing off a new snubber that Tony has spliced, after our last one nearly wore through. We are finally getting there now. It's time to cover the whole boat in the primer for our antifoul. It's grey, and it makes her look a bit like a spaceship. Maybe it's a sign that she'll go faster after all of this. Let's hope so. This is it. It's the final stage for Rhythm's hull. It's big. It's blue. It's step 7. It's crack out the antifoul.
We're on the last stage. Antifoul. If Tony can open it. Oof, look at that blue. Are you excited for the end of this?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
What a colour.
Yeah, it's fairly bright.
She's going to have a whole makeover today.
How's it going, Brownie?
It's getting there. It's a lovely colour. It's very hot. Yeah, it's warm. It's drying really quick though, which is good because we can do touch-ups easy. She's going to be blue. Yeah. It's just hot. My arms ache.
But we've got way more antifoul than we needed, which is kind of good because the bit's going to want a second layer, I think. It's just toasty, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I don't know what the temperature is, but the sun's warm.
Yeah, and there's no wind again, so it's just mild perspiration. Is my face as covered in it as my arm is?
I can't see it from here.
Okay, well that's promising.
Couples that boatyard together stay together. Right? Well, that's what I say anyway. It's been a real slog, so thank you for following along. We appreciate it. This brings us to the final step. Step 8. And it's the big reveal. However, that is going to have to be next week. We have a Cut Above special episode especially for it, and for you. It's a short one, but it's fun, it's different, it's dirty, it's musical. It's worth the wait. We'll catch you there, Cut Aboves.